Hi, welcome to Pointing Material. Some really not so exciting news. UK obviously has gone into recession, as we know recently. Irony is this: they have now managed to reduce, to basically remove completely everyone's basic private mortgage. So if I've got mortgage, which I do, I've got mortgage of a percentage that I'm paying. I need to be able to pay the rate that now my bank fits on me. So the rate of the market obviously was a fixed rate for me, which was 1.25% that I was paying. Now that will be completely removed, and my understanding is it will be going somewhere near 7%. To be honest, it is sort of okay for me. I mean, not exactly excited about it. Obviously, I have to pay more, but it is sort of okay for me that I have to be able to afford that. That should be okay for me, because I'll be able to manage just about. The problem comes, excuse me, the problem comes when we talk about people living in London. The problem comes when we talk about people living in the areas in the UK that is charging a lot more in terms of their base rate. So, for example, if someone has got a mortgage of £500,000 worth of property, and maybe they pay 50,000, maybe they pay £100,000, let's say, and they've got £400,000 in the account they're paying towards for the mortgage amount, their rates of interest would be heck more than me. So I have to pay, for example, if my percentage goes up from 1.25% to 7%, let's say, that's what I'm assuming it will be. If it goes up to 7%, I am paying £5 more per month. Now that's the irony. That's what the irony is. So in London, £400,000, because I've only got a mortgage of like £17,000, right? So my mortgage is not like as huge. So if my mortgage is not huge, the rate could be fluctuated up to 10%. Doesn't really matter much for me, because I'll be able to manage it. Saying that, for people who are not in that moment, basically in this moment in time, at that rate, so if someone has recently, say for the past 2 years, 3 years down the line, had a fixed mortgage deal with the bank, that would be removed. That being removed, they'll have fluctuating base, which is actually going to be very difficult for them to continue paying their mortgage over the period where energy prices are so high. Remind you, it's just not energy prices. You think about fuel prices going boosted up. Inflation is sky high. Yes, Liz Truss, thank you, and Cossey Cotting, thank you, to start reducing a bit of tax and increase a bit of national minimum wage. But it's trickle-down economics doesn't really work, because it doesn't really make sense. It doesn't, because every time you say trickle-down economics, it's basically rich are profiting more, and the ones who are not that rich are actually struggling. And that's where we are at. And that is the problem, because for general public, majority of population living in London and the areas which are mostly populated, overpopulated, or let's say mostly populated, not overpopulated, the areas which are well populated, those areas are the biggest issue. And that doesn't finish there. It just, obviously, these people have got mortgages, these people have got houses, these people are paying for everything they're doing. And let's be fair, it's just not going to work, is it, really? I mean, realistically, they will struggle. They will have difficulty in terms of how they will put forward their monthly rates, their monthly incomes towards their expenses, and that is going to be a trouble part, because I'm considering the fact that everything that they have established today has to be able to pay back. So from 1.25% going up to 7% for me, for example, I'm okay, because I'm just paying a few pounds more per month. Someone paying £400, for example, per month, let's say, for example, if their base rate is 1%, that makes it £440. Well, £404, let's say. Their base rate increased to that level, 7%. You're kidding me. You're actually literally ripping them apart in pieces. And that's what it is about. I mean, it is just not literally ripping them off, it's ripping them apart. As is, they're paying energy prices, which is sky high. They're paying fuels, which is just a heck amount. They are paying stuff that they were paying before this. So those things are extraordinarily high. So inflation, as in terms of food and whatnot, gas prices, energy prices, like I said earlier. Obviously, if you look at internet and TV, they've gone up. Basically, in terms of what their costs was previously. So it's bizarre how I've got no idea how we can tackle this. The most ironic part of this is that when Jeremy Corbyn was talking about it, talking about the elections back then, I'm a big supporter of Jeremy Corbyn or anything like that, but I'm just pointing out something. They have talked about everything the Tories are doing at the moment. So literally, inflation is going sky high. It's happening right now. Energy prices are going sky high. It's happening right now. So everything they talked about, they blamed Jeremy Corbyn, of doing. This all happening under Tories. So they lied through their teeth. They have ruined relationship with Russia for no reason whatsoever. Well, yeah, okay, Ukraine was involved, no problem. I understand that part. But there are other countries as well who are actually dealing with the same issue, but they haven't got as bad as UK did. So it's kind of like a play that they have actually done that didn't really quite that shouldn't have existed the way it did, or it does, and that has affected you and me a lot more than it would have in general terms. So life has become much harder than what it could have been, and yeah, it's just not going to be easy going forward. I mean, I'm still waiting to see what this Kwasi Kwarteng has got in hand, because as far as we know, he's actually supporting, one way or the other, his previous employer called Christian OD, or someone with the surname of OD or whatnot. So he's actually given Christian OD, or whoever the gentleman's name is, he has been pointing out literally everything before it's happening. So it's bizarre. It's kind of a key. Every key is opening the doors. So every key is opening the doors. That's a moment for Christian OD. So he's actually betting on things, and he's making money out of that, on everything that this guy is doing. So Kwasi Kwarteng is doing things Shinori is knowing about. So it's a very double-edged knife really here, because it's just both ways cutting you, cutting me, and cutting everyone else who's living in the normal circumstances here, who are actually struggling in terms of trying to relate anything else apart from right corrupt government. That's it. Yeah, it's it's difficult. It's difficult to understand where we're heading from here. But let's hope that we will be in the right direction eventually, rather soon enough than anything else. Let's hope so. Let's fingers cross ourselves on that. Let's do that. Let's just wait and see what happens. Okay, that's all for now. See you next time. Take care. Bye.